I think this is one of the saddest days in modern American history.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that helps us out a ton. And it only costs you, a little flick of the finger? Go ahead and flick your finger for the channel, y'all. And we definitely do appreciate it. Now, y'all, your girl, AOC, she is saddened, y'all. She's saddened because the big, beautiful bill passed with so much of an increase for immigration enforcement that, according to her, it's going to make ICE more well-funded than the FBI, CIA, DEA, and all them other A's all put together. And also, she may be put on notice at this time that it looks like at least some of those funds may go into investigating her. See, there are at least two things that are outstanding, according to Tom Homan, that may get AOC in a little bit of trouble. The first is way back several months ago when she took to her YouTube account, she did a live, and she was telling people, particularly people in the country without permission, you know, that's my term, telling people who are in the country without permission, she was telling them how to evade ICE. Okay, she said she's telling them their rights, which she was, but according to Tom Homan, some of what she said does not include rights for people who have a final order of deportation. So there's that. Also, it looks like AOC may have had somebody who was in the country without permission working for her. Okay, a staffer who's in the country without permission. No surprise there, y'all. We're going to flash back a little bit later to our previous report on that to give you some more information on that. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to take a look at Tom Homan saying, AOC, there's an investigation on you, buddy. And also we're going to take a look at how AOC practically broke down following the passing of the BBB. And how, again, this may affect her personally. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement. You're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
I think this is one of the saddest days in modern American history. This is the largest withdrawal and ending of healthcare in American history. 17 million people in our country, 17 million Americans in our country are going to lose their Medicaid. They're going to lose their ACA insurance. Small business owners are going to have their healthcare costs skyrocket. And people are going to have their SNAP and WIC cut back. People are going to go hungry. People are going to get sick on a scale unlike anything we've ever seen. And all of it is just to finance tax cuts for billionaires and the wealthiest corporations who don't even need it. I don't think we have ever seen or are prepared for how catastrophic this is set to be for a lot of people. And I think it's devastating. And they're talking about this as though it's some tax cut. Even the stuff that they're talking about, taxes on tips, no tax on tips, that's only for people, that's only up to $25,000. And if you're making less than that, you're already kind of exempt from a lot of these things in the first place. So they're giving people crumbs and they're taking away the whole loaf. And it's just a genuinely really sad day for our country.
What about Leader Jeffrey's final message, looking ahead to 2026, 2028?
Well, you know, to Leader Jeffries' message, he's right. The best thing that we can do right now is press on. And in order for us to salvage what we have and to build through, we have to chart a new course and a new path to our future. And we have to make sure that there are consequences. If you're on Medicaid, if you're on ACA, if you are on Medicare and rely on Medicaid to help with your long-term care, there has to be consequences to these votes. And we have to decide if this is just a joke or just for TV or if this is our real lives. And I hope people vote like it's our real lives.
So there you see AOC's I'm saying teary-eyed. You see AOC's teary-eyed response to the passing of the BBB. Maybe she's understanding that, oh my goodness, ICE is about to get, they about to level up with $100 billion worth of funding. Like open borders is no more. People moving around and doing things the way they used to when they don't have permission to be in the country is no more. Y'all, I hope all of this is done in a respectful manner. I hope all of this is done in a way that respects human rights. You know, I've gone on the record. I think people should be in the country with permission, but I also think we need to respect people when we're asking them to leave. I'm gonna leave it like that. So now we're gonna jump into Tom Homan giving his 2 cents on all of this and saying, oh yeah, AOC, she's under investigation. I mean, this sounds real, y'all. You know what I mean? When I say it sounds real, like this is happening. Let's take a look.
Just one final question, Mr. Borzar, and it has to do with the region of New York and somebody who's in the news a lot lately because she's most likely planning on running for higher office. It'd be Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. AOC has come and what looks like to us crossed the line a number of times, but 2 very curious stories out of her office. One, as soon as you were able to regain your position as border czar, AOC had a criminal alien who was working in her congressional staff flee the country. Now, I can't quite square how that's possible. How is somebody allowed to be a criminal alien in this country and then go work in Congress where you have access to classified material and you have access to a lot of important information? And then AOC has gone on and obviously taught publicly illegal aliens how to avoid ICE. She's done this with some of her colleagues in the squad. Here's the article of the criminal alien staffer that AOC had on staff. Maybe you could just start here and as an explainer to me and to this audience, like how's this even possible?
It's not possible, and I know that's being looked at. I can't comment on past that. I'm aware of it. We've asked ICE to drill in on that case. It's my information that there were actually, I can't really comment on it. We don't know if it was illegal status or not at this point. It looks like it might have been temporary status, but I can't comment on the case because it's under investigation. As far as her educating people how to evade ICE arrest, she's really educating them on how to be prosecuted, because there are statutes on the books, federal statute, when you knowingly hinder your removal, that's a crime. When you take steps to prevent your removal after being ordered removed by a federal judge, it's a crime. We have instructed ICE to start prosecuting these cases. If you don't want to open the door, and we have a final order removal, if you don't want to participate in getting travel documents from your home nation, you take steps to hinder your own removal, that it's a crime, you'd be prosecuted. So she can claim she's educating people to constitutional rights. I'd argue she's educating many people on how to be prosecuted. You're going to see that happening.
So there you have it, y'all. Tom Homan says AOC's under investigation. She's breaking down over the fact that ICE is getting additional funding and for other provisions that she didn't like in the BBB as well. And one of the big things, as I said, we would flash back. One of the big things is, did she have somebody working for her who was in the country without permission? So let's take a quick flashback so you can get more details on that scenario. According to the Postmillennial, now this story has not really gotten out there that much, but I see Tim Pool talked about it.
Let's jump to the story from the Postmillennial. AOC aide in the U.S. illegally self-deports to Colombia. Say what?
Victory.
She employed an illegal immigrant? That's a crime, isn't it?
That is
I
a
feel
crime.
like. Well, hold on. I got to get the context here. What's going on? An aide to AOC self-deported after being in the U.S. illegally. Diego de la Vega said he has freedom of movement in Colombia now after he overstayed his visa in the U.S. Okay, so overstayed visa. Did she hire him when he was allowed to work here? What's going on?
I've seen it in a couple of other places, so I'm going to bring it up. According to Postmillennial, AOC aide who was in the U.S. illegally has self-deported to Colombia. Now, let's take a look. It says, an aide to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has self-deported after being in the United States illegally. The aide, Diego de la Vega, said he has, quote, freedom of movement in Colombia now after he overstayed his visa in the United States. Now, according to the Washington Free Beacon, De La Vega left the U.S. in December after he overstayed his visa that he received when he was 7 years old. Now, y'all, typically when you get a visa, for those of you who don't know, you can get a very, very short-term visa, like 90 days. Sometimes you can get a visa for 5 years, maybe 10 years. I haven't seen any visas that last from like when you're 7 all the way up to when you're an adult. So I don't know, maybe it was renewed, who knows? But anyway, let's continue. De La Vega has relocated to Bogota to be with his wife, who is another illegal immigrant to the U.S. So I guess she left as well. In an interview with Migrant Insider, the aide said that he was, quote, illegalized, quote, in the U.S. and that he would have the, quote, freedom of movement, quote, in Colombia. It is not clear how De La Vega was able to be employed by the lawmaker, although he was barred from working in Congress because of his legal status. All right, y'all, so let me know down in the comments, do you think AOC actually gets charged with anything? Do you think she's actually going to face any kind of criminal charges, a trial? You know, can you see that? Let me know down in the comments, but before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. For my people with a retirement, go to Paralegal, PARALEGOLD.com, and find out how you can protect it against the upsies, downsies, roundsies, and roundsies of this crazy world we live in. And you can call my partners at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. Want to thank y'all for watching, loving, and liking. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.